Hi, today we are going to see this packet tracer activity. Connect a router to a LAN. Here is our objectives. Display router information, then configure router interfaces, then finally we will verify the configuration. First of all, we will display the router information, display interface information on R1. They given a note here. Click a device and then click the CLI tab to access the command line directly. The console password is Cisco. The privileged exit password is class. Okay, we have to remember these passwords. Which command displays the statistics for all interfaces configured on a router. We can give the show command show interfaces. Which command displays the information about the serial 0/0/0 interface only. Then we can give a show interfaces, then that interface name, that is here it is a serial 0/0/0. Enter the command to display the statistics for the serial 0/0/0 interface on R1 and answer the following questions. Here we can see those questions. What is the IP address configured on R1 and what is the bandwidth on the serial 0/0/0 interface? Okay, we will verify that. Coming to the router R1, CLI password, it's Cisco, and enable, here the password is class, correct. Here we are going to give the show command show interfaces. Here we are going to specify that interface. It's a serial 0/0/0, and here we can see the details. Here we can see the IP address configured on this router R1. It's a 209.165.200.225/30. Also we can see the bandwidth here. It's a 1544 kilobit. Next is enter the command to display the statistics for the gigabit Ethernet 0/0 interface and answer the following questions. We will see those questions. What is the IP address on R1? What is the MAC address of the gigabit Ethernet 0/0 interface? And what is the bandwidth on the gigabit Ethernet 0/0 interface? Okay, we will verify that. Coming to router, here we are going to give show interfaces, it's gigabit Ethernet 0/0, and here we can see the details. So first of all, we will check the IP address. Here we can see this interface G0/0 is administratively down, line protocol is down. Okay, here we cannot see any IPv4 address is set for this interface. Okay, it's not set. And here we can see the MAC address of this interface gigabit Ethernet 0/0. It's 000D.BD6C.7D01. Also here we can see the bandwidth. It's a 10 lakh kilobit. Next is display a summary list of the interfaces on R1. Which command displays a brief summary of the current interfaces, statuses and IP addresses assigned to them? Obviously we can use the show command show IP interface brief. Enter the command on each router and answer the following questions. So we have to enter on R1 as well as on R2. How many serial interfaces are there on R1 and R2? How many Ethernet interfaces are there on R1 and R2? Are all the Ethernet interfaces on R1 the same? If no, explain the differences. Okay, we will see one by one. Now we are in this router R1. Here we will give show IP interface brief, and we can see the details. Here we can see two serial interfaces in this router R1. Now we will go to R2 CLI. Password is Cisco, enable, password is class. So here we will give the show command show IP interface brief. And here also we can see two serial interfaces. Coming to the next question, how many Ethernet interfaces are there on R1 and R2? Okay, now we are in R2. Here we can see the result, show IP interface brief. Gigabit Ethernet 0/0 and 0/1. So here we can see only two Ethernet interfaces on this router R2. Now we will come to R1. Okay, right here we can see Gigabit Ethernet 0/0 and 0/1. Then we can see fast Ethernet 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plus 2 it's 6. So total 6 Ethernet interfaces on this router R1. Here, are all the Ethernet interfaces on R1 the same? If no, I explain the differences. So here on this R1 we can see 2 gigabit Ethernet and 4 fast Ethernet interfaces. Here from the name itself we can differentiate these interfaces. Here we can see gigabit Ethernet which gives the speed up to 1 gigabit, and this fast Ethernet interfaces supports speed up to 1 megabit. Nothing difficult, some number of questions they asked. Now we will move to step 3, display the routing table on R1. What command displays the content of the routing table? Yeah, obviously we can use the show command to show IP route. Next is enter the command on R1 and answer the following questions. Okay, first of all we will enter that command. Password Cisco. Here we are. Enable password class. Now here we will give a show IP route, and here we can see the details. Here are some questions. How many connected routes are there? Uses the C code. Here we can see that we have only one route. Which route is listed? Here we can see the address 209.165.200.224/30, which is directly connected to serial 0/0/0. Next is how does a router handle a packet destined for a network that is not listed in the routing table? Yeah, so one thing we have to keep in mind, a router will only send packets to a network which is listed in its routing table. If it is not listed, that's all, that packet will be dropped by that router. Coming to part 2, configure router interfaces. This will be interesting. Step 1, configure the Gigabit Ethernet 0/0 interface on R1. Okay, enter the following commands to address and activate the Gigabit Ethernet 0/0 interface on R1. So here we can see the commands what we have to enter on this interface Gigabit Ethernet 0/0 on this router R1. Okay, so we have to go to that interface. We will go to global configuration mode, configure terminal, and here we will give an interface Gigabit Ethernet 0/0. Then we will set the IP address. We will copy this address as specified here, and here we will paste it. Here we can see the command. Now we will press enter, and here we will give a no-shut command so that this interface Gigabit Ethernet 0/0 will be up. And here we can see that message. Next is, it is good practice to configure a description for each interface to help document the network information. Configure an interface description indicating to which device it is connected. So here we can see we can give a description here. Description LAN connection to S1. Yes, so this description will be some information, network information. Correct, we will set that. Here we are going to give description. So we can give LAN connection to S1. Okay. Now R1 should be able to ping PC1. So here we can see this PC1 should be able to ping this router R1. Okay, so we will try that. Ping to 192.168.10.10. So success rate is 80% and no props. We will try once more. Yes, it succeeded. Coming to step 2, configure the remaining gigabit Ethernet interfaces on R1 and R2. Use the information in the addressing table to finish the interface configurations for R1 and R2. For each interface, do the following: enter the IP address and activate the interface, then configure an appropriate description, then finally verify interface configurations. So here we can see our addressing table. So as per this addressing table, we will configure. Here in this addressing table on this device R1, we can see the interface G0/1. We will set the IP address. We will go to that interface G0/1, and here we will set the IP address. Coming to our addressing table, here we can see that we will copy this address. It's not DHCP. Here we'll give IP address, and here is the address. Then the submit to mask. Here we can see the submit to mask. Okay, now we will give no shut command. We can verify it. Show IP interface brief. And here we can see G0/1, its IP address. This is serial 0/0/0 is already set. Right. Okay, now we will go to this router R2. Password is Cisco. Enable. Password is class. Here we can see the interfaces G0/0, G0/1, and serial 0/0/0. So first of all, we will go to G0/0. Before that, we can verify all the interfaces. Status show IP interface brief, and here we can see we have to set IP address for these two interfaces. Here for this interface serial 0/0/0, they set the IP address. Okay, it's really interesting. We will set the IP address for the interface G0/0 first. Configure terminal. We will go to the interface gigabit Ethernet 0/0 IP address, and we will copy from the addressing table so that it will be more faster. Okay, here is that. Then the subnet mask. It's ready. Press enter. Now we will give no shutdown command. So this interface is up. Now we will exit and we will go to the interface G0/1, and we will set the IP address. It's here. Then here is submit to mask. Then we'll press enter. Now we will give no shut command. Now this interface gigabit Ethernet 0/1 on this router R2 is also up. Okay, we will verify it. Show IP interface brief. Great. Here we can see the status of each interfaces. Status up, protocol up. Okay. Coming to step 3, backup the configurations to NVRAM. Save the configuration files on both routers to NVRAM. What command did you use? Yeah, here is that. We can use copy running config startup config. So destination file name, okay, default. Coming to R1 CLI, here also we will give copy running config startup config. Okay, now we will move on to part 3, verify the configuration. Use verification commands to check your interface configurations. Use the show IP interface brief command on both R1 and R2 to quickly verify that the interfaces are configured with the correct IP address and active. I think we already given that command, but still we will cross check on these routers R1 and R2. Show IP interface brief, and here we can see the details of each interfaces. Status protocol up. Coming to R2 CLI, show IP interface brief. Here we can see those interfaces, its IP address, status, protocol, everything okay. How many interfaces on R1 and R2 are configured with IP addresses and in the up and up state? Yes, we have seen a total 3 interfaces on both routers R1 and R2. Here we can see that. Once more I will show it here. These are 3 interfaces. Also on this router R2, these 3 interfaces. Next is what part of the interface configuration is not displayed in the command output. So here we can see the IP address, but here we cannot see the subnet to mask what we configured for these interfaces. What commands can you use to verify this part of the configuration? That is the subnet to mask. We can use show running config, or we can give a show interfaces command so that we can view the IP address, subnet to mask, everything. Just we will try on this router R1. We will give a show running config so that we can verify the IP address and subnet to mask. Here we can see that. Interface G0/1, here we can see the IP address and its subnet to mask. Next is use the show IP route command on both R1 and R2 to view the current routing tables and answer the following questions. Okay, we have some more questions. Coming to R1, here we are going to give the show command, show IP route. Also we will give on this router R2, show IP route. Our first question is, how many connected routes uses the C code do you see on each router? Okay, so we will come to R1. Here we can see that. Here we can see 1, 2 and 3. Okay, here it's 3. And coming to R2, here we can see 1, 2 and 3. Okay, it's 3 each on R1 and R2. Coming to the next question, how many EIGRP routes uses the D code do you see on each router? Okay, first of all we will verify on R1. Here we can see D, 1, and here is second one. So 2 on this router R1. Coming to R2, 1, 2, and here we can see the third one, and here is the fourth one. So it's 4 on this router R2. Next is, if the router knows all the routes in the network, then the number of connected routes and dynamically learned routes using EIGRP should equal the total number of LANs and WANs. How many LANs and WANs are in the topology? Okay, coming to our topology, here we can see total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So total we have 5 networks. Does this number match the number of C and D routes shown in the routing table? If your answer is no, then you are missing a required configuration. Review the steps in part 2. Okay, here we can see, oh, it's missing. So here we can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's correct here. Now coming to this router R2, here we can see connected 1, 2 and 3, but we counted this D 1, 2, 3, total 4 here. Here we can see these two Ds are the remote networks which is LAN using EIGRP. Here we can see this D. Here are the exit interface, it shows null 0, and here we can see it shows null 0. Anyways, we will go ahead. Step 2, test end-to-end connectivity across the network. You should now be able to ping from any PC to any other PC on the network. Yeah, we will check that. In addition, you should be able to ping the active interfaces on the routers. For example, the following test should be successful. From the command line on PC1, ping PC4. From the command line on R2, ping PC2. And they're given a note here. For simplicity in this activity, the switches are not configured. You will not be able to ping them. Okay. We will try to ping from this PC1 to PC3. So we will get the IP address of PC3. Where is that? Coming to PC1, command prompt, ping to PC3. And here we can see we get the replies. Now we will ping from PC1 to PC4. Ping to PC4. It's working. Now we will ping from this router R2 to this PC2. Here is the IP address of PC2. Coming to R2. Ping to PC2. Success rate is 100%. It's working. Okay, great. So here that's all. Packet tracer activity, connect a router to a LAN, and here we can see the completion status 54 out of 54. Dear friends, if you have any doubt, any suggestions, please comment below, and also consider subscribing. So we will meet again with the next video.